guys on a trip with me. I'm gonna go to one of my favorite power spots and get some direct current energy from Earth and the sun and the elements. And you know, I've said it once and I'll say it again. Getting outside and getting out of the three-dimensional box that you live in that's saturated with heavy amounts of electromagnetic pollution, etc., is a very good thing. It's a very good thing to go out and touch trees and to take your shoes off and walk barefoot on the dirt. So I've got a couple of things with me. I got my 2 mutts back here. Got my hibiscus flower water and a little bit of coffee that I spiked with some fulvic acid. And these are the types of fluids that I'm going to consume all day until 8 p.m. I no longer eat before 8 p.m. unless it's like a special occasion or a cheat day, which I don't have many of. And on a cheat day, I may eat before 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. But for the last 60 days or so, I haven't eaten before 8 p.m. except on a small handful of occasions while I was getting used to the intermittent fasting, etc. But now that I am used to eating, now that I'm used to not eating before 8 p.m., it's become my circadian rhythm. And I don't really even get hungry until around 7, which is perfect, because come 8 o'clock I got my smoothie ready, and then I'll eat my meal, and then, go right back to fasting. I'm fasting anywhere from 18 to 23 hours a day. And I've experimented with normal fasting where you abstain for food for a prolonged period. I like intermittent fasting, and I like regular fasting as well. I incorporate both of them into my life. And big fan of fasting, always have been. It is a very, very powerful modality for healing. But I'm ranting now. Let's go and do a little hiking. Peace. Alrighty. So here at one of my favorite spots, I've taken you guys here before. I have a few videos in my archive where I walk through here. But barefoot, walking with the dogs. Have a little bit of hibiscus tea here, which is one of my staples. I try to consume hibiscus at least 1 cup a day for my heart, for my mind. Hibiscus has a very grounding effect on the consciousness, at least it does for me, and that's why I recommend it. Hibiscus is also very good for people with high blood pressure, and there's some really cool studies proving the efficacy that hibiscus has on lowering the blood pressure. And it's naturally high in vitamin C and other high quality nutrients. It has very good pigments. That red color is very nourishing. So looks like there's some water here, but one thing I wanted to talk about, Luna, pick it up. One thing I wanted to talk about is retraining the taste buds. And when I first started drinking hibiscus, I did not like the taste of it. And, I did, however, like the way it made me feel, so I kept drinking it. And over time, as my body got adjusted to it, I began craving it. So I used to, when I get thirsty, crave water, or, years ago I'd crave soda when I drank, shit like that. But now whenever I dehydrate myself and sweat a lot, I crave things like the hibiscus flower water or the Shilajit potions, etc. So essentially, the more you consume something, the more you're going to adapt to it. Excuse me. And the more you adapt to it, the more you're going to crave it. So the benefits of consuming hibiscus, that's a good one. The benefits of consuming hibiscus far supersede some pathological tongue programming of, oh, it doesn't taste good, I can only consume things that taste good. See, that's the type of consciousness that people have been programmed with here in this matrix, where if something doesn't taste good, they don't eat it. So unfortunately, for people who have been programmed with this logic, 99% of the foods they try that are healthy aren't going to taste good to them. So getting healthy, in my opinion, is a complete reprogramming of the self, and part of that is retraining your taste buds. So Just a brief little video. It's beautiful out here. Again, walking barefoot on the earth. If you have a stressful life, if you don't feel balanced, if you get agitated often, I recommend that you start walking barefoot on the earth. And if you can go 15 minutes a day, you're going to be doing yourself a very good service to yourself. Earth has a tendency to pull electromagnetic pollution out of the feet, out of the body. So this is the real kingdom. Kundalini and nature go hand in hand, and if you want to stimulate the Uraeus, you need to be in the environment that's conducive to that. So the more time you spend out in nature, grounding yourself, the better. I like even eating my meals out here in nature alone, away from all the electromagnetic pollution, away from all the people. Eating alone is very, very beneficial, in my opinion. And if you eat with a large crowd, and it's just very easy to go overboard with people who are still plugged into this system in the food logic. So it's very easy to overeat when you go out to dinner with people, and especially if you drink alcohol. Alcohol lowers the inhibitions and can make you do stuff that you never would have done in a sober mindset. So I don't drink alcohol anymore. I used to have a big problem with alcohol, with vodka, but had to give it up. There's things that you're gonna have to give up if you want to be healthy, and I'm not saying that you can't have some alcohol here and there, but for me, I liked it way too much. I drank way too much alcohol, and you know, they say moderation is key, but for some people, abstinence is key. There are some substances that people just need to stay away from, and for me, that's alcohol. So again, nature is beautiful. Anyone who thinks otherwise is a beast, an agent for the system. And, you know, it's beautiful out here. Come on, Bunge. Leave it. So, I've spent multiple hours in this area that I'm walking through right now. I've had some crazy experiences here. And you know, it's just beneficial to get away from all the toxic noise pollution of the matrix and go out and listen to the streams, and go out and get in nature and listen to all the animals, the birds chirping, etc. So I'm gonna cut this one kind of short. Again, retrain your taste buds, people. Just because something doesn't taste good now doesn't mean that if you keep drinking it, it's not going to taste good eventually. I never thought that I'd like the taste of hibiscus. It has kind of a bitter, tart, strawberry, zinger kind of flavor, but now I crave it. I love it. I don't drink soda. I don't drink fluids out of cans. I generate all the water I consume, and I make the best quality teas that I can with the best quality ingredients that I can source. So, cool little bridge up here. I used to hike down these trails. They're pretty overgrown right now, but I used to get in here in the dirt and walk up these trails, and I'd find animal bones and all sorts of cool treasures. But it feels so good to walk barefoot on the earth. I can't tell you how important this is. It's so simple too. I mean, all it takes is you taking your fucking shoes off, which is something most Americans don't do. Most Americans don't walk barefoot on the earth, and the only time that they do walk barefoot on the earth is if they're like at a picnic, or they go to the beach for the weekend. And you know, in my opinion, this is something that needs to be done every day, and it's essential. So again, I'm gonna cut this one short. Need to take a leak. I'm not gonna film that, but look at these trees. I used to come here after I'd exercise. Whoops. I used to come here after I'd go on a nice long bike ride, and I'd dip my head in the water here and clean off. It used to be much fuller. This water, you actually, at one point, was so deep you could bathe in it. Luna, where are you going? What's she doing? You want to get in, don't you? You want to get in? You guys want to get in? What are you doing, donkey? You drinking the creek water? Hey, Bungie. How's that water, Luna? I used to hike up this trail. All sorts of snakes up there. Really cool. But just to wrap this video up, you know, get out in nature. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Repetition of a message does constitute mental programming. Take your shirt off, take your feet off. That's a good one. Take your shoes off and walk barefoot. I even like getting into the streams here with my bare feet and digging my feet down into the dirt. But to wrap things up, retrain your taste buds. If you persist with these foods, you will start to eventually enjoy them massively. And again, the hibiscus flower, beautiful red color, and very good for you. Again, the positive effects of hibiscus far outweigh this pathological muscle memory programming of, it doesn't taste good, I can't consume it. If you consume foods your whole life that only taste good in accordance to your manipulated taste buds, you will never experience health, because you will always crave salty, overly seasoned, offensive foods. So, peace be with you.